Thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Talk. I am joined by the one and only Chris Pooh Paul, Super Bowl champion. How does that sound?
Sound like it got a little nice ring to it to me.
Right?
I'm real blessed to be here. I'm real blessed to be in this position, so I thank y'all for having me.
When did it set in for you that you and the Seattle Seahawks won the Super Bowl?
It just mean a lot, especially in the locker room, because like we're so heavy team bonded. We just build ourselves on that. But just to seeing those guys succeed and just seeing the smile on their faces, talking to the vets and those guys who work extremely long and hard at getting to that goal and seeing them finally achieve that was amazing. It was something I can't describe, but it was an amazing feeling.
Is that day like a blur? I imagine it happened so fast, or does it feel like it's happening so slowly?
Like I tell people all the time, it still hasn't hit me yet. It's still sometimes I'm still amazed myself. Like, you go in your rookie season and you win a Super Bowl. Like, what are the chances of that? But man, it's just real crazy to think about sometimes that I can go around for the rest of my life saying I'm a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
Like, that's just crazy.
All that you did while you were at Cordele, you won a Super Bowl, and we finally got you in WAOB Studios. How does it feel to be in here?
It's amazing. I always wondered what WAB looked like. That's what I call it, WAB News. So I always wanted to know. It was something that I used to come home every Friday night after a game, and I used to rush to my TV and turn this on just to see if my football highlights was up. And I always wondered what the studio looked like, and this is amazing.
So when this airs, you're gonna have to go home and watch it.
Oh,
like
yeah.
When it airs
Oh
live.
yeah, just like old times. I'm gonna go in my auntie house. I'm gonna sit in her living room. And I'm gonna turn on the big screen so everybody can see it.
Awesome. I love that. You talk about your family. After winning the Super Bowl, were they one of your first calls after winning, or who did you call after the game was over?
So I ended up calling. I called my mom first. I called her, and she was screaming all over the phone like she usually do. She was screaming. She's my biggest supporter, one of my biggest fans. So I called her. I wanted to make sure they saw the trophy. I called my sisters. I called my brother. I just kept ringing people. I just kept calling people, whoever would answer. But it was I just wanted them to be a part of that moment. I just wanted them to, those who I love dearly. I called my daughter and her mom, which is my girlfriend. I called my girlfriend and my daughter. Just seeing the smile on their faces, it was really, just truly a blessing. And I told my little girl, I told her, you can finally go around the rest of your life saying that your dad is a champion. And you got something to feel good about. She got something to look at and be proud of. That's something that I always want to strive for her. So I'm just blessed to have that.
After you win the Super Bowl, Coach McDonald says we have to say, I saw y'all were strolling in the locker room. There was a lot going on. You put everything in your book bag. You leave Levi Stadium. Where do you go from there?
So I put everything in my bag. After that, we get on the bus. We get on the bus, and everybody's just having a ball. Everybody's just, we're just playing music. Everybody's just laughing, hugging each other. And then afterwards, the main thing was guys kept saying, oh, we got to get ready for the parade. We got to get ready for the parade. So I'm like, okay, this is going to be a normal parade. We stroll through, wave hands.
Yeah.
No, this was like, it had to be at least 1.5 million people out there, people standing on roofs, people standing on the side of the roads, barricades, everything. And it was just fun to see those guys and those fans. They sacrifice a lot too. So for them to be there supporting us, it means a lot to us.
At the end of the day, you're still a guy from good old Cordele, South Georgia. What does it mean to you to be able to represent South Georgia on the biggest stage of all of football?
Oh, it means a lot to me. It's something because, for one, my community is always behind me, no matter where I was, college, high school, now NFL. They always supported me, and from coming from a small town like Cordele, it's a lot of people there. Like I always say, we have a dream, but for me to go out and show these people, okay, you have a dream, you set out to do that, and you go out there and accomplish it, what things can come behind it. So the main thing I just wanted to get out of this for the community, really for the younger group, it was just, if you have something on your heart or you got something that you really want to strive for, make sure that you give it your all. And, take the good days with the bad days and just keep going every day. Just wake up, put one foot in front of the other, and just keep going.
What are some things you learned as a Crisp County Cougar that you still hold firm to now as a Seattle Seahawk?
It's a lot, but the main thing that I hold is really the importance of having a village behind you. From the time that I was younger with the group that I played with to the time we graduated, they always packed that den out. They always was loud. They was energetic. So just always just instilling that, that you always got somebody behind you. You always got somebody with you.
You got a lot of notoriety starting in high school. I've heard you talk about you want to let everyone know you were an all-state running back in high school.
I was, and I was a tight end. I be trying to tell my teammates that they don't believe because they say I can't catch.
Well, I haven't seen you try to catch, but I mean, well, you did tell me you had a pick six that you
I
wanted
did.
to be on WAOB,
I did.
but we didn't get it in. But we're making up for it right now. We're trying about not getting that pick six on there. Like I said, I didn't shoot the game, but hopefully this will make up for it. But playing in high school, Crisp County, playing linebacker, running back. What are some things you learned from toting that rock that helped you become a really good linebacker?
Just a resilience, especially that's just something that my coaches and my pops, my dad was my coach as well. So just resilience, and one thing they always said that stuck with me, and I heard coaches in college say it and in the NFL, when you got the ball in your hands, you got the program in your hands, you got the fans in your hands, so it's important that we take care of it. So the main thing is just, taking care of the football is just like taking care of anything else in life, whether it's class or practice or whatever. So just taking that day by day and just taking those little acronyms that they say to me and applying it to my everyday life.
Ask you about going from one SEC school to another. You leave Arkansas, decide to go to Ole Miss. What led to that decision?
It was just really, I just felt like it was time for me to surround myself, not saying that my teammates there wouldn't, but I just wanted to get around a group of men who are like-minded like me, who was willing to do anything for the game and just, really go out there and give it their all. I just felt like in order for me to do that, I just need to surround myself with better scenery and just get around a new group of guys and just start fresh. And I went over to Ole Miss, and they took me in with open arms. The guys, they really loved me over there. I still talk to those guys every day, and so it turned out to be one of the best decisions.
From Ole Miss, you come back to Cordele. Let's talk about your draft party. You hear your name called, pick number 172 of the NFL draft. When that moment happened, you heard your name called. What sounds do you hear at that moment?
It's like everything just went quiet. It's like I couldn't believe it at first. I was looking, and I just kept seeing my name pop up against the screen, and they showed my highlights and everything, and I'm like, all right, we finally made it. So now it was just like, how do I cope because I'm so amped up right now at this point. Like I had to sit down, had to like take it all in for a minute, or I was gonna just flip out in there. But I had to just take all that in, and my mom, she grabbed me, and when she grabbed me, the first thing she started doing, she just started praying over it as soon as she grabbed me. So she grabbed me, and we said a quick prayer, and after that, it was just like all the feelings just settled. I was able to enjoy my family, and it was just a great feeling. I couldn't stop smiling for like the first week.
You talked about your daughter and the impact she's had on your life and the impact you're trying to have on her life. And what is she, 1 or almost 2 now?
Yes.
Okay. Just in her few months of being on this earth, her dad gets drafted to the NFL. Then her dad wins the Super Bowl. What are you trying to teach her and show her at such a young age?
Just always have resilience. Just never, like I said earlier, just always, putting your best foot forward, But the main thing I want her to get out of this, like I said, is whenever she sets something for herself, whether it's in life, personal, spiritually, just always give your full efforts to that, but also know that we are here for you. Because me getting that ring, it took a lot of people to get behind me. It took a lot of support. It was a lot of nights where I needed that support to get through. It was times that I felt like as if I was in the dark a little bit, but they were able to bring me out. They were able to keep me going, and she's one of the main reasons why I get up each and every day and I keep going. Because just looking at her, you bring a life into this world, and I look at her and I see myself when I was younger. So I was just thinking of things like, what would I want to teach my younger self? This is my opportunity to do that. So now, like you said, I ended up getting drafted, ended up winning the Super Bowl. It was like I want her to be able to say, okay, yes, these things are good, but I want everybody to look at the aspect as of what it took to get there and how did he manifest all that.
You talk about just your faith, and then you talked a little bit about resilience. I think it was in one of your combine interviews I saw. He asked you, what are coaches getting when they get Pooh? And you said you wanted them to know that they're getting a God-fearing man. To go to L.A., things not work out in L.A., but then end up on the Super Bowl winning team. How did that affect your faith?
Man, and it's crazy because I was talking to my sister about this the other day. It just really opened my eyes to, one, God is actually God is actually listening to me.
Hello.
He's actually listening to me, and and I was never left. Like, he never left me. Even when I felt like he did, he never did. He was always there. He knew when I got cut from LA what was in my future. But I just had to believe that. And at the time it was hard because, you give all your efforts and you do all this and it just wasn't good enough. But it was like, okay, let me sit back and let me step back into what I know best. That's prayer. That's getting closer to him. Well, okay. And as my journey kept going, I can just feel myself, and my faith kept growing. It just kept growing until one day I look up and I'm a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
And it's like, where all this come from? And it's crazy. I went home that night, and I remember I went home and I fell to my knee. I just started saying thank you. I was just saying thank you, Lord. And I could just feel it. I could just feel it. Just felt like he just grabbed me, like he just hugged me. I could feel him there, and I was like, man, that was like one of the best feelings ever because, even when I felt like this ain't looking too good, this ain't working, he said, no. He said, no, just keep following me. I got you, and we here now.
He showed you.
He did.
The righteous are never forsaken. That makes me think back to your dad's Twitter. His pinned picture on his Twitter is a picture of you, and then it says Jeremiah 29:11. The plans he already has for you, and it was already written for you. The story was already written for you.
And one thing that I put, I had made an Instagram post when I had got cut from LA, and the caption of it was already written.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
That was the caption of the picture. It's already written.
Yeah.
And so when we ended up winning the Super Bowl, that was the first thing I put on my Instagram story. And I put his hashtag on it that he always put.
Oh wow, I love that. That made me a little bit emotional. That is a beautiful story. High spirits and guys on the team. One person that I think of particularly is Ernest Jones because, like I said, I went to South Carolina. So I have to ask you about him. Were you and him able to build some type of relationship?
That's my guy. EJ. Man, he was one of the first ones when I came in. And it's crazy because I had asked him, I was like, where you from? And he was like, man, you're not going to know.
Ware County.
And I was like, I promise you I am. He was like, I'm from Georgia. Oh, I was like, okay. What part? He was like, Pooh, you not going to know. I said, what part? He said, it's in South Georgia. I said, okay, what we talking about Albany? We talking about Austin? He was like, no, Waycross. And so then I was like, oh, okay then. He said, you know what that's at? I said, well, I'm from Cordele. We instantly clicked.
Nice.
Instantly clicked. We instantly clicked together. And ever since that day, we've been the closest. He probably one of the closest one I'm closest to in the locker room. But EJ, man, he took me under his wing. He showed me the route because he had been in the league. He coming up on year 6 now. Mm-hmm. So I was asking him. We play the same position as well. So I was asking him about what it take to stay in the league that long, and he told me everything about dieting and take care of your body and everything. So he really helped me out a lot, and I can't thank EJ enough for that.
You talk about those South Georgia guys in the locker room. What is something that makes South Georgia guys different? I
say Southern hospitality. There's that, and that's the main thing I keep hearing from coaches too. But they also like that there's nothing but we look like football is different down here in South Georgia.
Yeah.
It's not just a football game. And they can see that by the way that we play and how we play through anything. So they like that, and they like the way that we care about football, but as well as how we carry ourselves outside the facility.
Now, I want to learn more about the practice squad. Even myself, I think as journalists, fans, they don't really understand what the practice squad is. Like, you really are actually on the team.
Right.
Walk me through a day of when you come to the facility, a week of practice. What does that look like?
So I do everything with people who are on the active roster. So we lift together, we go to meetings together and everything. Mainly my role is to just get those guys ready for Sundays. So during practice, we on the scout team, and we trying our best to give them the best look possible. So it's like whether it's special teams, I will go to the defensive side and give the offense a good look. So I'm going against Sam Darnold, Kenneth Walker, and all Jackson Smith and Jigba, all those guys.
Yeah.
And our main thing on the scout team is we gonna give them the best look possible. So when they go out here on Sundays, there's nothing that they haven't seen like throughout the week. And I feel like that contributed to the success that we had this season. And they tell us that all the time in the locker room. Like, even in team meetings, they'll stop a meeting and be like, let's just give a hand to those guys. Because, like,
Yeah.
Even though people on the outside don't see that, they putting in the same, if not more, work than we are, getting us prepared throughout the week. So, and that's a cool thing to be a part of with a team like that who recognize stuff like that. And man, it's just awesome.
A pretty humble guy, but I know some guys, they make it to the league, they're in college, they're this guy, they're that guy. They come to the league, they get humbled. What was your welcome to the NFL moment?
It actually happened when I was in LA. I would get to LA, and it was during we was doing a joint practice. We was going against the Cowboys, going against the Cowboys in a joint practice. And me, I'm coming out. I'm like, okay, I'm drafted, so I'm gonna be getting reps out here. I'm going out here with the ones sometimes, so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna take this like college. That was not the case. These are real grown men with families. So I come through. My first play, they had a fullback. I can't remember his name, but I think he was this was like his 6th, 7th year. I come through, I'm like, I'm just gonna take him on. That man blowed me up in the hole, like not the wind out me and everything.
No.
I'm like, okay. So I tried to play it off though. I got up, asked for a sub because I was winning. I ran off. I tried to play it off with my teammates. They laughing at me. So I'm like, so I'm over there trying to breathe. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. So they were like, Pooh, they over there still cracking jokes. They coming over there, hitting me, like, patting on my stomach and stuff. I'm like, man, nah, let me chill out. Cause this ain't what I thought it was.
Yeah.
And so they stated, it was like, yeah, I told you these are real men now. I was like, yeah, all right. And ever since then, I was like, nah. So every time I blow somebody up, I dap them up. Hey, you got it, man. Dap them up, help them up, whatever.
That is hilarious. On the flip side of that, what was the moment for yourself where you were like, I actually belong in the NFL?
Just going against like elite talent like that every day, and you are able to keep up, if not be better than some of those guys. So it was mainly like just having that confidence in myself, and within my training that I was doing, that made me feel comfortable. And getting around those guys, and like I said, asking questions. So it was just that moment, probably when we hit preseason, where I was like, yeah, this is where I belong. Like, this is everything that I work for plus more. So, and that was a great feeling because I was able to, let go of all the emotions and stuff that I was feeling and just go out there and play my brand of football.
One of my favorite things when you watch Hard Knocks and stuff on YouTube from the NFL teams, the stuff they do with the rookies, like the rookie talent show, all that stuff. What was your thing that you did?
We had a rookie dinner first. So we had to take the vets out for a dinner. I forgot the total, the ticket, but they ended up posting it on social media. I think they gave us a fake ticket at first. So the fake ticket was worth like $120,000, and we almost fainted in the room. We like, how we gonna pay this? How we gonna what? So they over there laughing and stuff. We like, yeah, that's cool. Like, y'all multi-millionaires. Like, this is, but this our first year. We over there panic. We over there pulling up cash apps and Zelles.
Not cash app.
We doing everything, but they end up bringing the real one. I forgot the real amount, but that was a fun experience. Even though they scared everybody in that room straight. For the rookie talent show, I had to get up and I had to tell a joke. I told like a skeleton joke. It was a good joke. Everybody laughed. I passed. Everybody laughed. They was howling. They was still talking about this joke to the day.
Wait, do you remember the joke?
It was I was like, I think it was like, why is the skeleton scared or something? And everybody was like, why? And I said, because he didn't have a guts. He didn't have the guts. And I slapped my knee. And like when I slapped my knee, everybody in there just started crying, coaches and all. I was like, I'm gonna say this corny joke, but if I laugh after it, everybody else gonna start laughing. So that was what I had to do for my rookie talent show.
Well, Pooh, I have thoroughly enjoyed getting to know you. Your first WAOB exclusive interview. Is there anything you would like to leave us with here on the wall, as you would say it?
On a serious note, I'll leave y'all with this. Like I said previous times in the interviews, just whenever you have something on mind, whenever you have something in your mind, or you feel like you can't go to anybody else, or you don't want anybody to know, just talk to God about it. No matter how big or small the problem is, He always with us. So I always leave people with something serious on the serious note because I like to play, but I'm gonna leave y'all with something serious this time. So whatever troubles you got, even if you succeed, still reach out to God because He's always listening, He's always there, and He's never left your side. So love y'all.